Today's discussion is on finding out factorial of a given number using all the looping technique that we have discussed in the earlier classes. So let's begin the discussion. So factorial of a number, let's say n, can be found out by the formula n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into dot 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 into 2 into 1. This is the formula. If n is greater than 0, we can say if n is greater than 0. But if n is equal to 0, then your factorial will be 1 if n is equal to 0. Right? So this is the definition of finding out factorial of a number. For example, factorial of 5 will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So which is nothing but 120 is the factorial. If I'll ask you factorial of 0, then this is directly you can write it is 1. Now how to solve this problem using your programming technique? So obviously we need a looping technique to solve this type of problem. First of all, let us understand the logic of finding the factorial. So what I am trying to do is, what I have decided is, I am going to use a variable, let's say fact, okay, and whatever number is given to me, let's say n is given as 3, then I am trying to multiply this 3 with this fact. Let's say fact is initialized to 1, okay, fact is a variable which is initialized to 1. What I am trying to do is I will start multiplying, let's say, because we know that n factorial is n of n, if n is 3, the factorial of n is 1 into 2 into 3. So what I'm going to do is I will first multiply this 1 with this fact. So what we'll get? We will get 1 into 1 as 1, isn't it? So first thing what I'm going to do is I will multiply 1 with fact. Then whatever result we will get, we'll take the second number from this list, which is 2, and we will find out the result again. So what we are getting? We are getting 2. Then I'm going to take the third number from this list and we will multiply with the result. And what we are getting? We are getting 6, and which is nothing but that is the factorial of 3. So this logic I am going to implement. So what do you think? How should I implement this? If n is given as 3, we are multiplying 1 into 2 into 3. If n will given as 4, then obviously we will multiply 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. We will supply the same logic. Okay. So that means if I could have write something like this, you can easily understand this code with a very interesting way. So what I'm going to do is I will initialize I is equal to 1 because I'm trying to multiply 1 through the number n. If n is given as 4, then our multiplication should be 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I will initialize n I as 1. If n is given as 5, then obviously I is less than equal to n. So whatever that value may be, n value. If n value is 5, then this loop will continue up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If n value is 4, this loop will continue up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then I will write I plus plus. Okay. Now what I am going to do is, I know that I am going to multiply this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with whom? With a variable known as fact. So what I'm trying to do is I will initialize a fact variable over here at the first before this loop start. So fact variable is initialized as 1. Now I'm going to write something like this: fact equal to fact into I. Just see whether the logic behind the discussion is following or not. Let us understand it here. So I have initialized 1, fact as 1. Now I am continuing this loop as I equal to 1, I is less than equal to 1, n I plus plus. So because I want to execute something like this, let's say n is equal to 4. Okay, so let us understand it whether our coding is working or not. So I equal to 1, 1 is less than equal to 4, the condition is satisfied, we enter into the loop. So first thing first, factorial has the value 1, now I has the value 1, so 1 and 1 gets multiplied as here, isn't it? So after multiplying 1 into 1, what we'll get? We get the answer as 1. So now fact gets the value 1. From here we will go to continue the loop. I will be incremented with 1, so which becomes I becomes now 2. So when I becomes 2, the condition is again checked, 2 is less than 4 or not. Yes, 2 is less than 4. We come inside the loop. We got fact as 1. Okay, so 1 will be obviously there. Then we are going to multiply 2 to this 1. So this multiplication will be done over here, is not it? So 1 into 2 will be done. So what we are getting? We are getting 2. Now the factorial value is 2. From here again I will go here. I will be incremented by 1. So now I becomes 3. So 3 is less than equal to 4. Condition again satisfied. We enter into the loop. Fact is now changed to 2 because already the previous value has to be erased. So now what is the value of fact? Fact value is 2. So 2 into I value is 3. So 2 into 3 becomes 6. So fact is updated to 6 now. Then we will go again. So here it will check 4 is less than equal to 4 or not. Yes, it is 4 is less than equal to 4. So we enter into the loop. Now what is inside the fact? Fact is containing 6. So 6 into 4, which is nothing but that is your 24. So this 24 will be new value of the variable fact. Now we will go again to the for loop, and now I becomes incremented to 5. 5 is less than equal to 4. The condition becomes false. We come out of this loop. Right. So we come out of this loop when 5 is less than equal to 4. And what number we have taken? We have taken 4. So what operation we have performed? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 we have already performed. Okay, and we get the result as 24. So after coming out of this loop, I will directly print the value of fact. So we will get the result. Right. So this is how you are going to solve the factorial of a given number. So that means if the number is given, you need to multiply the number from 1 to that number. Okay. So let me show you the code, and I will modify this code, and I'll show you how to solve the same problem using other 2 looping techniques as well. So let us start the coding. Let me write the structure of the C program first. Has include std.h, then void main. Right. Then we are going to write 2 variable. Obviously we are going to take 3 variable. Y you have already seen. N. Then I'm going to take fact, which is initialized to 1. Why it is 1, you understand this. If I'll not make it 1, what will happen? I'll show you. If n, then fact equal to 1, then a variable I. This much we need. Then we are going to take the input from the user, printf, enter a number. Okay. So after taking that number, what we are going to do is I'll write scanf %d, comma, and %n. So now that we have the number, we are going to write the code for finding out factorial of a number. So code for factorial. So to do that, what I am going to do is I'll write so initialize. Obviously I have to initialize fact equal to 1, which I have done in the first line itself. So no need to write that. So I'll directly use for loop for I is equal to 1. Then I is less than equal to n. N is the number given to you. Then I plus plus as discussed. Okay. Then inside this, what I'm going to do is I'll write fact equal to fact into I. That's all. So I'll get the result. After getting the result inside the fact, we will write the printf function. Printf factorial is equal to %d, then comma fact. Right. So if we'll do this, I'll get the result easily. So you can see if I run this code, it is asking about enter a number. Let me enter a number as 5. You can see the factorial is 120. If I'm going to execute again and I'm going to give a number as 4, you can see the factorial is 4. So I made a mistake, factorial, spelling mistake. I made a mistake. So now it is we are getting the correct result for finding out the factorial of a given number. Now if I'll make it 0, if I'll make fact as 0, what will happen? So if I initialize this fact at this line, you can notice over here, if I initialize fact equal to 0, what will happen to this code? From the beginning itself, when I value 1 is less than 4 and we are entering into the loop, what will happen? Fact is 0, so 0 into 1 becomes 0. So fact is 0. Again, when I value is incremented to 2, 2 into 0 becomes 0. So fact value remains 0. So that is why if I'll not specify the fact value as 1, then we are going to get the factorial as 0 always. So you can see here, if I'll make this fact value as 0, whatever number you give, then you will get the result as 0. Let me show you. So if I'll enter a number, let's say 4, the factorial is 0. Are you getting my point? So if I'm going to give a number as 5, the factorial is 0, because whenever 0 is multiplied with anything, it becomes 0. That is why fact need to be initialized to 1, so that we are getting the correct result. So hope you understand the finding out the factorial of a given number. Now, can we solve this problem with other looping techniques too? Yes, obviously we can solve it. So if the for loop I am not going to use, then I can use it with while loop. So let me replace this for loop with the while loop. So let me show you, because you know that this is the initialization section of your for loop. This is the condition, that is loop condition, and this is your loop update. Okay, so while loop has 3 different sections. So what I'm going to do is, first line is your initialization. So let us write the same thing over here, I equal to 1, by taking this from this for loop. Okay, after that, what you are going to write? You are going to write the while loop. And what should you write inside the while loop? It should be the condition, that is I is less than equal to n. So very simple. Then what you are going to write inside the while loop, you need to write this one, that is fact equal to fact into I. Just I'm trying to take those code from the for loop and trying to put it in while loop and trying to see whether the code is running perfectly or not. So let us see. So I equal to 1, I is less than equal to n. So where should I write I plus plus? It should be written inside the for loop, inside the while loop. So I equal to I plus 1, is not it? So either you can write I equal to I plus 1, or you can write I plus plus as well. Okay, so both will work. So now you can see I have converted the for loop to while loop. So will it work for finding out the factorial? Obviously, because there is no changes in the execution style, but the writing style is something different. But the execution style will be obviously similar for your program, because the initialization will be done one time. Then we have to check the condition. Then we have to perform the fact equal to fact into I. Then I am going to increase the value of I. Same thing we are done with doing with for loop. So the code will work fine and it will give you the correct result. So let me show you by making this part as a comment line. Okay, so assume that this part is not there in the code, you will get the same result. So let me run this code, enter a number, let's say 4. Okay, so you get 24 as a factorial. If you enter 5, you get 120. If you enter 6, then you get 720, and so on. So you can easily find out the factorial by using the while loop also. Okay, now can we modify this code to find out the factorial using do while loop? Yes, obviously. So how do the while loop is converted into do while loop? The initialization statement must be there, that is I equal to 1. So let me keep that one. From this line, I'm just taking this line over here. Okay, now after finding out the initialization line, what is the do while loop do? First of all, we have to write do, is not it? Then I have to write the condition over here. So I have already written do. So what should I write inside the condition? The condition should be I is less than equal to n. So I is less than equal to n. I have written the condition over here. Now that I have completed the condition part, so what should I write inside the body part? This 2 line must be present in the body part. So let us put this 2 line inside this body and remove this while loop now. Okay, so I have already converted this while and for loop, and let me remove all those things not necessary. Okay, so I have written the entire code using do while loop. So let us see whether it is means finding out the factorial or not. If I'll execute this statement, enter a number, that is 4, you can get 24 as the factorial. If you run this code as 5, you can get 120 as the factorial. Okay, and if you put 0, you will get the factorial as 1, is not it? So this is how you are going to solve a same problem, that is finding factorial of a given number, in all the 3 looping techniques that we have discussed so far. So that's all for the today's class. I hope you understand what we have discussed today. But if you have any comments, or you want to any suggestion, or you want to have any error in the discussion, you can obviously specify in the comment section. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.